24/7 Teachers Training, a lesson-by-lesson tutorial for homogeneous teaching. We are an EdTech textbook publisher.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear teacher. I welcome you on behalf of the Snowman publishers to an online tutorial on the first half of Chapter 1 of Science Grade 5, which covers classification of living organisms. The video will cover classification of living organisms, importance of classification, 5 kingdoms of living organisms. So let's get started with the teaching plan. Greet the students with a smile and ask them how they are. This will develop a welcome rapport of yourself with the students so that they are comfortable in giving responses and asking questions. Then start introducing the lesson with a quick recap of what the students already know. Remember to always start building a new lesson upon the previous knowledge of the students. Hence, you may ask them the questions like, what do you know about living things? Are all living organisms similar? Is it possible to study all of the living things? Keep connecting their answers with new questions so that a foundation to the lesson is developed. This will help the students revise characteristics of living things. Keep writing their responses on the board. Make a table on the board with 5 columns. Tell the students to name a few living organisms. Write these names on the side of the board. Ask the students if all the names they have mentioned belong to a single column in the table. With the help, segregate the names into different columns of the table. The students will most probably name animals from 2 to 3 kingdoms. Tell them a brief history of classification, that is, how the organisms were previously divided into 2 kingdoms. However, with advancement in scientific knowledge, now there are 5 kingdoms of living organisms. Now, name the columns of the table as Monera, Protista, Fungi, Animalia, Plantae. Write a few examples in the columns that the students were not able to fill. Ask the students why they think the classification is important. Ask them if they have visited a library. If they have, what have they observed? Were all the books placed randomly or were they categorized? How about a grocery store? Were the similar items placed together? Show them a newspaper. Tell them to observe different sections in it. Ask them why it is so. Make the students to think a little harder. If any one of the students is able to answer correctly, appreciate him or her. Tell them that things are placed in categories so that they are easy to find and study. In the same way, living organisms are categorized so that we can know which ones are similar and which ones are different. Also, by studying a few, we get an idea about the entire group. For example, a sparrow has feathers, beak and claws. Eagles, parrots and cows and crows are also birds. So, they will also have feathers, beaks and claws. Now, ask the students if they can make such connections among the members of the same kingdom. Tell the students about the 5 kingdoms of living organisms with the help of the textbook. Discuss each kingdom comprehensively. At one time, discuss only one kingdom. Tell the students the special features of that kingdom. Show them the pictures that highlight the special features of the members of that kingdom. Once the students are clear, move on to the next kingdom. Once all kingdoms are done, ask the students if they found any similarities between different kingdoms. Prepare the strips with the characteristics of living organisms. If a characteristic is present in more than one kingdom, write it more than once. Make sure that there is a strip for every student in the class. Take 5 baskets or boxes and label them with a kingdom name. Ask the students to come one by one, pick a strip, read it, and put it in the correct basket. In the end, check if all the baskets have written characteristics. If the class size is large, you may conduct this activity in groups. With the help of the students, quickly recap the lesson. Try and make the student participation more. For homework, you can ask the students to think or search for 2 to 3 more examples of each of the 5 kingdoms of living organisms and fill in this table in their notebooks. Thank you, Honorable Teacher, for your listening. Allah Hafiz.